The Los Angeles City Council rescinded the license for the first driverless taxi scheme after yet another incident implying unwitting members of the public coming to injury. The technology for fully autonomous vehicles evolving in an urban context while encountering a plurality of unpredictables on their trajectory to all appearance isn't up to the task of accomplishing an incident-free journey. So many conflictual occurrences can present themselves on the way similar undertakings may be long away in order for them to be an equally safe as economical method of urban conveyance. Other means of public transport possess inherent suitability however to be fully robotized as they progress on predetermined tracks while at no point during their journey interacting with members of the public be they pedestrian, or driving 2, 3, or 4-wheelers. Running alternatively in underground tunnels or on elevated tracks, never engaging with traffic fluxes extrinsic to their allocated network. A singular, central logistic brain could operate all randomly evolving vectors, being aware of their GPS coordinates, controlling their progression and arrival up to the second. Unauthorized presences on the trajectory insofar they still eventuate can be detected by means of AI-enabled cameras capable to distinguish each and every anomaly in their field of view comparing stored images of the surrounding spatiality as it normally presents itself with the one the vehicle encounters at every new occasion on a second-by-second basis and act if and when it deems it appropriate. By eliminating all staff from metropolitan transport systems, main component of the operational overheads of these, expenses can be so consequentially reduced, the service can become gratis for all. Many travelers avoid paying for the ride as it is so it wouldn't make all that much of a difference to the overall cost. For the service providing authority. As for the drivers losing employment, sacrifices have to be made. By all for the greater good. The introduction of horseless carriages deprived many of employment over a century ago. The horse economy with all its professions relating to horses all but vanished within decades. In the case of European metro systems with drivers being mainly of foreign origin, all necessity for additional influx of aliens would hence be surplus to requirement. Robots being ethno-neutral and never cause of conflict through socio-cultural incompatibility. Demographic imperatives for a such course of action having been obviated complementing economic and environmental ones. Prompting, as it no doubt would, car owners belonging to recurrent city-bound traffic flows to abandon their polluting and congesting vehicles in order to transfer to robotized metropolitan networks to reach their ultimate destination, typically city centers. Multimodality being a principle, the widest possible application of which ought to be striven for in any responsible conveyance environment of goods as well as persons. Because of the multiplicatory effect of every gram of deadweight, vehicles transiting on elevated tracks should be as light as can be achieved by the employ of composite materials like reinforced carbon. The deadweight of such vehicles intended for high-speed intercity passenger services for the greater extent determines the thickness of the supports and considering the fact these stretch over thousands of miles, avoidance of everything unnecessarily adding to their overall weight would translate in enormous economies in building materials and associated nitrogen emissions. Self-supporting, carbon fiber structures without solid steel axles, solid steel wheels, solid steel springs commend themselves particularly for such concepts. Research already undertaken in the aeronautical field while developing of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, the first wide-body airliner consisting mainly of carbon fiber, resulting in a considerable deadweight reduction and by extension fuel economy and range extension without refueling stops. Future, low-weight, moisture-invulnerable, zero-current concepts such as air-cushioned trains levitated and propelled by zero-emission hydrogen-fueled jet engines commend themselves as an alternative long-distance, high-speed, flood-indifferent passenger carrier operated driverless on slender concrete stilts over the entire length of its rectilinear trajectory. A straight line being the shortest distance between 2 points, read, cities, multifariously indicated as they were on economical, ecological, demographic and operational grounds being devoid of all labor disputes and or service disrupting union actions in the absence of staff.